Hello and welcome to our Roomba770 versus Roomba650 product comparison. What we're going to do is run through some key specs of both of these vacuums. Hopefully the end state is that you'll get a better sense of which one is a good purchase, whether you're looking to buy now or in the future. By the end of this video, you should be able to make a better, more informed decision. Just a little bit about iRobot. Basically, they're the market leader right now. They have the most invested in the technology. They have the longest track record of success. There's other companies out there, but Roomba really is, and iRobot really is the market leader. Why Roomba? Kind of got touched on that a little bit earlier, but there's other options out there. There's the Neato, BotVacs. Samsung has a vacuum in development and has been released in some markets. There's the Bob Sweep, which is Canadian-based. And there's other companies like Dyson is coming out with a new one, but they haven't really let us know when that's going to be released. But really, if you're looking for a robotic vacuum to buy today, you have to look at Roomba first. They're the market leader. So that's really, if you're looking at a Roomba, you're looking in the right place. You probably won't be disappointed with the performance. Definitely, good place to start is looking at Roombas. So just a little background, the 700 series, which the 770 is obviously a part of, introduced a few key features over the 600 series. They started using persistent pass cleaning, which is basically identifying trouble spots on your carpet or your floor, and then it does a few different passes over it just to make sure it gets all the dirt. So that kind of led to greater success rates, better cleaning rates. They had a new dustbin, not really a big deal there, a few little modifications. Introduced a HEPA filter, which is actually kind of a big deal if you're looking at if you're a pet owner, you're looking to pick up pet dander, if you have allergies, even seasonal allergies. The HEPA filter really helps. A lot of the upright vacuums, come standard with this. So it's really nice to see that Roomba also has this available, because that was one of the knocks on them, is that, hey, they're not, are they pet safe? But the 700 series really started introducing them as the pet-friendly option. So that's a nice bonus. And they also have the Dirt Detect Series 2 technology. So this basically means it's using two different sensing technologies, acoustic and optical. The 600 series, as we'll see, only has acoustic. Still works, but just not quite as good as having those two different approaches. A few other nice things, they have two virtual walls included with the 770 version. I think on the 790 you get another one. But that's a nice bonus. So the 600 only has one, so if you have a larger home, might be nice. But it's not a terrible, decision if you just want to start with the 600 series and then buy a second virtual lighthouse later. They're not terribly expensive. You can buy them online if you find that you need them. But if you already know you have a big space, definitely nice to have that included. So the 600 series, not a whole lot of interesting features relative to the 700, but very reliable, one of the best-selling Roombas out there, and it's also very affordable. Obviously, we'll get into that a little bit later. But they use the Aerovac Series 1, a little bit less reliable, but still good track record. For dirt detection, they only used acoustic. They just didn't have the optical technology yet. You'll notice a difference, but whether or not it's a make or break, I don't think it's make or break for most people, especially if you're doing more of a maintenance clean. But still, there's something to be aware of. Dirt Detect Series 1, not Series 2. So just you're taking a hit on some of the technology, not the latest technology, but still very solid foundation. So just to get into the more specific comparison, we touched on this a little bit, but the 700 series kind of launched Roomba to the forefront. A lot of people that were kind of early adopters were comfortable with the 500, 600 series, obviously wanted some improvements, but 700 really opened it up to the masses because Roomba could really start competing with traditional upright vacuums. So, a lot of performance increases here. The HEPA filters, iAdapt responsive navigation technology, that was a little bit updated, and overall just a better cleaning system. But the 600 series at the same time is a huge step up from the 500 series in terms of reliability and cleaning performance. Also, to date, it's one of the best selling, and it's very affordable, especially relative to some of the latest Roombas. You could buy an 800 series for around 700, maybe 650 if you're lucky, but you're going to end up paying a lot for the latest technology, and it's debatable whether that added investment is worth the difference. So looking at the specs, fairly similar. The Roomba770 is a little bit heavier. They're both kind of the same height, so not really anything different there. But yeah, just the weight, it's not really a big concern. So when you're looking at specs, pretty much identical specs. So this is really the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to discuss, but the Roomba 650 doesn't have a few things. So it doesn't have the same type of maintenance as the latest version. So the 770 really became pretty much hands-free in terms of regular maintenance. 600 series still requires regular maintenance, regular cleaning of brushes, more frequent cleaning of the brushes, filter changes, things like that. So the 700 series tried to make it more hands-off, more robotic. 600 series still requires a little bit more attention and maintenance ongoing. HEPA filters. So the 600 series uses the AeroVac system. Good filters, but HEPA filters, that's an international standard for allergies and especially for pet dander, things like that. So the introduction of the HEPA filters is really good for the 700 series. Definitely a bonus, but again, it really depends on what you want this vacuum to do. So the 650 doesn't have Series 2 dirt detect, still uses the Series 1, we've touched on that before. Doesn't have the persistent pass cleaning, so it's slightly less efficient. Also only comes with one virtual wall. Again, we went into that. Size limitations will be your determining factor there. So and it also has the AeroVac Series 1, not the Series 2. So that's another little hit on the power, kind of the internal RAM, if you will, of this device. And then the remote control. If you want to sit on your couch and pause the device or start the device, without having to get up and chase it around, that's a little nice add there. 770 has it, 650 doesn't have it. Yeah, we got into virtual walls. Basically, for those that don't know, it's an invisible barrier that basically acts like a fence. I know they have the geo fences for the dogs. They won't go past it because it's an invisible barrier. Same thing with the Roomba. This basically tells the Roomba that you will not go past this point. Each virtual wall comes with 2 C alkaline batteries. They're not included, just FYI. They can block an opening of up to 7 feet, so it's 2 meters. So if you want to get a sense of is this worth getting 2 or 1, take a look at your current floor plan and see if it will be. Look at stairs, look at doors, look at areas that you don't want the room to go into. So that's just a little bit about virtual walls. And then just going to the overall comparisons head-to-head, you see the price difference there. You can get the Roomba 770 occasionally. I've seen a little bit cheaper. 650 occasionally is a little bit cheaper depending on where you go. You get special deals, but these are kind of your baseline prices that you're looking at. And then of course you can just see the differences we just discussed. I'm not going to delve into it in depth, but you can see head-to-head right here. So then I kind of looked at some key metrics. So I want to see, okay, well, which one is quieter? 770 is definitely quieter than the 650 model. 650 got some knocks for being a little bit loud. I think a lot of that's also recent kind of reviews and relative to the 800 and 700 series. At the time, 600 series was seen as pretty quiet relative to the 500 series. So it's always improving with each model. It's not going to keep you up at night, depending on how much of a light sleeper you are. But say if you have the Roomba running on the first floor and you're sleeping on the second floor, you probably will not hear anything at all. That said, if you don't like anything that are machines to be making noise in the background, or you have pets that are chasing them around, this might be a small comparison. Not a big deal for me, but I can see how someone might be interested in this. Which one's faster? 770 is definitely faster. It can clean the average floor in about half the time that it takes a 650 model. And this is also with the persistent pass cleaning. So it not only cleans it faster, it cleans it more thoroughly. So it's basically just a step above the 600 series. So in terms of speed, 770 is definitely the one to go with. Which one cleans better? We touched on that. 770 definitely does noticeably clean better, although they both look identical and have a lot similar technology. 770 does have a few key improvements. Mapping technology, again, the 770 had a few improvements, mainly the addition of the optical sensors. So definitely has a step up relative to the 650. In terms of maintenance, again, we touched on this before, but the 770 is a little bit easier to maintain, less kind of regular maintenance, a little bit more hands-free operation, kind of what you want your robot to really be. And each iteration, each series that's released is an improvement over the last one. So, this is not something that, not necessarily a knock on the 650, just that the 770 does it better. In terms of pricing, this is the big kind of discriminating factor here. I've seen the 770 go for as low as $469. The 650 is right around $399. Sometimes it's a little bit cheaper depending on when you buy it, but it's a lot cheaper, as you can see. Over $150 cheaper than the 770. So if you're looking for kind of an entry-level Roomba, if this is your first Roomba, I definitely recommend going with the 600 series just to see how it works for you. If you kind of want the latest technology and you've maybe had a Roomba in the past and are worried about reliability, or you had a different robotic vacuum, I'd go with the 770. But on pricing, you can definitely see that there is a significant difference, and you'll notice this difference across all of the series and the models. Roomba really has maintained their pricing. They don't really go on sale that often, although occasionally they do. And they are expensive investments, and you want to make sure you're comfortable with it. The worst thing to do is have an expensive robot that's just sitting around doing nothing, collecting dust. So that's why I recommend, if you're a first-time buyer, going with a 600 series, a 650, and just seeing how it works and how it works with your lifestyle. And then if you really like it but want to see some improvements, you're using it all the time, then you can kind of graduate up to the 770 at a later date. Well, that's all we have. So thanks so much for your time. If you want to check out more of our reviews of robotic vacuums and all sorts of home robotics, you can go to allhomerobotics.com. That's where you'll find me. Again, just thanks for your time and good luck with your search.